You guys ready? Say your names, please.
My name is Ashwin.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Yusra.
And I'm Huijun.
One more time, louder, everybody.
I'm Ashwin.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Yusra.
And I'm Huijun.
Nice. Okay, you can start whenever you're ready. Oh, you can make it full screen at the bottom.
Very good afternoon to all my fellow classmates and also Mr. Edgar as well. So me and my team today, we're going to present our topic called Update Your OS Now. A 5-minute hack that can actually prevent 95% of cyber attacks. And this is our team. I'm Ryan.
I'm Ash. And I'm Huijun.
I'm Yusra.
So before we start diving into this topic, I'd like to share a personal story of mine that I've actually recently encountered a few months ago. So to keep it short and simple, actually, a few months ago I had a previous laptop which I'm using in class every day, and because of not updating my operating system of my system itself, my laptop seems to have some driver errors or driver malfunctions. I asked the technician what's going on with my laptop, and sometimes when I do online classes or even sometimes having online classes in campus itself, my Wi-Fi logo seems to be not there at all. There seems to be something going on with my system. It's bugging out. This is because the technician told me this is because your updates are not there at all. You didn't update to the latest version of your laptop. And actually imagine, I want you guys to picture this, right? Imagine one day when you didn't update your laptop, when all your firewall or your security is down. Imagine one day you wake up, you see this. This is an example of a ransomware. To keep it simple, ransomware is actually a hack client that actually most hackers use to extort money from users just to unlock their files. But it's not necessarily 100% that the hackers will release your file or your data. So your information could be lost or could end up like this. And it's frustrating for everyone, to be honest with you. And I had to rush, to be honest with you, I had to rush all the way after campus to go to Pyramid or wherever to buy a brand new laptop and spend that kind of money and reinstall all my application and my software for classes. And it's frustrating, it is. And frankly speaking, I don't think anyone of us want to be like this guy right here, right? So yeah, I'll pass it on to Yusra to talk about the purpose.
So there are three types of updates: software updates, antivirus updates, and hardware updates. Software updates fix issues, antivirus updates protect against threats, and hardware updates enhance your device performance. So why don't we still not update our own? First, we are uninformed. People believe that marketing companies do a strategy just for us to update our software. They lack the proper requirement knowledge about the importance of updates. Second is compatibility issues. Many people fear that the new update will not be supported by the device, and that is interrupted user talks. No one would want that when watching a video, we get a proper notification about the software update, and we won't do it as well. Loss is produced by experience. One bad experience can lead to us not updating our software at all. As confessed by Apple company, iPhones have been discovered to slow down after certain updates. I now pass it on to Ashwin.
So our first solution is to update your OS. It simply just takes 5 minutes and it means so much for you, the devices, and your data. Now onto the benefits, which first is sustained compatibility, heightened and definite security, and the final one would be improving user satisfaction and experience. So onto the first benefit, which is sustained compatibility. When it comes to sustained compatibility, old apps and newer tech generally do not go well together, which in turn results into a lot of glitches. When updating your OS, it makes sure that your devices and the technology that is today work on the same wavelength and make sure they're speaking on the same language, which also guarantees you that it will become a smoother experience for you and the technology. Because nowadays, the technology used today can be either very old, but it has to keep up with today's technology because the technology technology doesn't have to necessarily improve for the future generation. Now on to the second benefit, IT and tougher security. Your device, which is your home, it contains a lot of your data, which is your passwords, your family photos, and your bank info. Not updating your OS leaves it exposed to the hackers who are trying to take your data and use it to sell it off to many other people. Now, the hackers nowadays try to find new ways to expose your data. Imagine the hackers are like viruses or like deadly bacteria that are trying to infect your immune system, and the immune system is your digital home or your device. When it comes to updating your OS, the updates are essentially antibodies or the good bacteria that try to strengthen your walls. With all the updates, it comes, you'll tend to relax more as you are updating your OS more frequently, and it will introduce more features for you and your people, your team, to ensure data safe. Now on to the last benefit, which is improving user satisfaction and experience. When it comes to that, when it comes to updating your OS, it doesn't just introduce updates, it introduces new features that will make your app run smoother. For example, video games will become more complex. Movies will have better quality, better audio, and not only that, for people who are working jobs who rely so much on their data being stored, it becomes more convenient for them as your OS can handle more data. And furthermore, it will run more smoothly, and it will become very seamless that one update of your OS will become, you don't have to constantly check over your whatever version is your OS. Meaning that one update will do so much for yourself that you don't have to look back and think, is my data being breached or not? Now I'm going to pass it back to you, Shana.
Here are a few related examples of software related to our subject. First is Mirai.net. Mirai.net occurred in 2016, where a virus called Mirai was used to launch video distributed scenario of terrorist attack. As a result, its main target was IoT devices with weak security designs and unpatched systems. As a result, users faced major inconvenience, and companies such as Netflix, Twitter, and GitHub suffered a major setback, like a financial loss and decline in market reputation. Also, the second one is Equifax data breach. It occurred in 2017, a year after Mirai.net attack. But till now, the non-vulnerability has not been discovered, but we do know that it occurred due to unpatched systems. Its target was the Equifax data system, and hackers infiltrated and stole all their confidential data, and this also resulted in major financial loss and declining market reputation. These two real examples highlight the importance of software updates and also why unpatched systems is so dangerous. I now proceed on to Huijun.
Thank you, Yusra. So we also explaining two other examples that relate to the consequences of not updating your OS. The first one will be the WannaCry ransomware attack. So this event happened in May of 2017, where it has affected 200,000 plus computers in more than 150 countries. So you might ask, what actually happened? So there is a vulnerability that's being exploited in Microsoft Windows called Internal Blue. So this Internal Blue was initially developed by NSA, which is US National Security Agency. However, somehow it has been leaked online, which then causes hackers to use it to encrypt data on infected systems and also demand ransom payments in Bitcoin. This has also made a major impact in UK hospitals, where it causes rerouted ambulances, cancel surgeries, and also revert to paper records where everything has to be written on paper manually. So then this case has shown the risk of outdated systems and also the lack of security updates. The second one will be the Baltimore ransomware attack. This event happened in 2019, where it has crippled the government of Baltimore for nearly a month. And so how it actually started out is there's this group of hackers that uses this ransomware strain called Robinhood. They have locked down thousands of city computers in Baltimore, which also disrupts systems like water billing system, the email communication system, and also the real estate transaction system. This group also demanded for $76,000 in Bitcoin. However, the city has refused to give this amount, and instead, this cost them a total recovery cost of $18 million, just involving system restoration and also the lost revenue. Then this case highlights that it shows a huge impact on operational and also financial impact on public services and infrastructure. So in general, updating your OS not only gives you new features, it also will help you to fix security holes that the hackers are trying to actively exploiting it. Now, I'll pass my final part to Ryan.
Alright, enough with all the explanation and theory part. Let's do a little fun activity for you guys. I want you guys to take 1 minute of your time to turn on your laptops or any devices you have right now. Check whether or not your system is up to date. If so, congratulations.
How do I check?
You can go to your phone devices settings, it's at the settings, and you can check. There should be an update category. So you guys can check whether or not your devices are up to date. If there are no pending updates, then yeah, congratulations.
For iOS, if I'm on iOS 18.5,
Well,
is that?
lucky you asked this.
Oh.
We have a tutorial here. Actually,
Oh.
Yeah. It teaches you how to set auto updates for your laptop for iOS and Windows itself. This is something for you guys to take home as well. You can take a photo or anything to take back to you guys. And that's all from us. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? How common are these kinds of hacking events that occur?
Actually, I heard from my previous secondary school friend, right, of mine, because he played a lot of online games and he encountered many different kind of people in the online world, right? These kind of things happen to people who, actually, statistically, right, 60%, around 60%-ish of people are affected from cyber attacks are mainly from outdated devices. And this because their security is not up to date, and you know current like IT like software is constantly improving, right? In terms of hack clients or even viruses. We all know that now many different kind of methods can be used in this world. And to be frank with you, like he got affected by the virus due to him having a Windows 7 at that time, which was like a few years ago back then. Last talk to him. So yeah.
Just now that 60% number, you said 60% of these hacks are because of outdated OS. Was that in the presentation at the beginning?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
In a slide as well.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Any questions? Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So, okay, I'm using Apple. I don't choose to update immediately when a new software update comes out because, as we heard online, there's always some problems with new software. So, what would you recommend?
I mean, it's always better to keep updated to the current IT news, right? Example, like you mentioned, you're using Apple, right? Example, if you're keeping updates, you're following Apple's page or anything. Example, they have like security patches after the updates as well. As for my latest phone, right, my iPhone, I also recently updated and they just announced a security patch after that. So usually for any tech companies, right, or Samsung or iOS, they also have like, after the update is done, they will have security patches afterwards as well. It's like an add-on, something like this.
But what if it slows down my device? Then what should I do?
If it slows down your device, there are many different methods to also optimize your device speed as well. Because some updates, like you mentioned, could be like, the file size could be large to update, or maybe it could take hours to update when you're like outside or anywhere, right? So sometimes maybe there could be many reasons as well. Maybe you have you use up too many storage, or maybe you open up too many applications. That could be one of the reasons as well. Yes.
I think the developers do it on purpose so you buy them before.
Yeah. That could be one of the reasons as well, yeah. They could be like asking you to buy a new phone as well, like you mentioned, yeah. That could be another thing. But like I said, not all of this is 100% accurate, but it's always better to keep updated to whatever software you're using. For me, I follow Apple, and I'm also listening to what updates they have, what they have to offer, and also is to be wise what kind of devices you pick as well. Not all devices are perfect. Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.